So joining me today is the fine fellows of Guyod, either way you want it. I have Dohrn and Ojin, the lead singer, lead guitar player, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I'm Dohrn,
Thank-
I play the guitar, and
I'm Ojin and I'm the singer.
Thanks for joining me, man. Both of y'all appreciate it. How
thanks.
y'all doing today?
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good so far.
Yeah, whenever I received the website and I immediately went to the links and I first and foremost, y'all have an incredible website. The everything about the image, the art, the sound of it is just top notch, amazing. I love it.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And I mean, and the music. I mean, someone knew that okay, like this podcast would be right for y'all because I mean, Black and Black and Doom is just that's that's right in my wheelhouse.
Perfect.
I mean, I love it. The video that y'all had for the single, I forget the name. Forgive me.
Oh,
Watcher in the Dark, was
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
beautifully done. Love it. Like the the song doesn't even like it doesn't even feel like you're like close to 8 minutes in listening. It's like a journey, and it's great. It's great.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, like if you heard the episode with Thomas Erickson and Mark, I mean, pretty much I like to get whoever's joining me get your origin story and tell me about yourself, and you can go as early as you want, and whoever wants to go first, you can go ahead.
Um, well, we don't need to go back too much for telling you about the band because the band came together 4 years ago in 2020. And back then, I had been writing a few songs and was looking for other musicians to join me. And yeah, first I stumbled upon our drummer. We started jamming a bit. Then we had a different singer right at the beginning who was former bandmate in another band of mine. And yeah, but that didn't hold up for very long. So we switched. When did you join again? When was
I
that?
think in 2021.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I joined in 2021. Yeah. And a bit later, our bassist who joined as a session bass player before joined as a full-time member.
Yeah.
So tell me about the influences of the band. As I mean, I see you the one wearing a Beharit shirt, and is that something y'all as a band like could agree on? It was like black metal from that particular era, I guess.
It's actually a tough question. I mean, I write music for the songs basically, but um, I always have a rough time naming influences for what I write. I mean, there's lots of stuff that we all of us enjoy, I guess.
Yeah.
There's this old black metal stuff, which basically I guess you and I mostly like.
Yes.
Our drummer Rehoboth is more into, I guess, more into death metal than black metal, but I mean, we all have quite a wide range of music taste stuff that we listen to. And I guess bands that influenced my writing are bands that don't really sound much like us.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would name Opeth. We don't really sound like Opeth, but they influenced like how I write a lot, I guess. Um, also Metallica, which we
Oh
don't
yeah,
sound like at all,
yeah.
but that's just, I don't know, very early influences which you can never get rid of again,
No,
even if
you really can't. I mean, there's just some influences, some huge bands out there that just made such a large impact on just about every person that listens to metal, and it just
yeah,
can't get away from it.
exactly. Um, but I guess, I mean, we've done a list of bands that influenced us before, so maybe we can we can name a few more. I don't know which ones did we name. I guess Mayhem a little bit,
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
more like the newer stuff of Mayhem, like
hmm
dissonant stuff.
yeah, the stuff that's not so straightforward, but very this creepy, dissonant, crazy, chaotic stuff. I
right.
guess. Um, what else? I'm
I
sure I
guess I'm
know.
really, I guess I'm really interested in like what started you on the path of leading you into like all things extreme metal, like as a teenager or whatnot. If you want to get into that, uh, like any formal musical training you might have had. I mean, is everyone pretty much self-taught?
Maybe you want to start?
I myself am self-taught as a singer. I hadn't had have a proper education in this field of job. Let's call it that way. But yeah, maybe that will come sometime later.
Just
And
pretty much just learning on your own, huh?
yes, learning on my own, and a bit of uh, doing what I like, doing what I think sounds good, and yeah, it's just the way it is.
Yeah. As you were teaching yourself how to be a metal vocalist, I guess I'm curious, like what was like one of the some of the few names that really stuck out for you, like who you wanted to like I guess model your vocals after, or you just someone said something and you were like, okay, I want to sound like that, I want to put my own spin on it, I suppose.
In newer times, I would say maybe Mortus of Marduk. He's a really good, great influence on me. And maybe Wrath of Davatsa. Don't know if you know him.
Hmm.
So more the black metal things. And yeah, the Deathspell Omega is also a huge influence on me, vocal wise.
That's awesome. And guitar playing, like who what made you want to pick up the guitar and just start playing like a madman?
I don't really know. No, I do, but I was kind of distracted because I wanted to get the lighting better here, and that just made it worse. Maybe if we went turn the screen here a little bit, but no, that's
It's good. I can see you both. I mean, yeah, just there's a good glare
right.
on your side over there, but
All
there you
right.
go. That's good.
Okay, cool. Um, what made me want to pick up the guitar? Um, Metallica, basically.
Yeah.
When I was at the age of 14, I started playing the guitar and I started learning Metallica songs, basically, and other stuff that I was listening to at that time was also back then. I was also into, I don't know, power metal, speed metal stuff like Blind Guardian and so on. Was a
Oh yeah, Blind Guardian's amazing.
huge crush on that band.
Yeah.
um, Also, Dimmu Borgir was one of the first metal bands I started listening to, even before Metallica. Um, I think my cousins um, they showed me the band basically, and I was into that like pretty early.
Hmm.
So that also maybe answers your other
Oh
question
yeah,
when
it definitely
listening
definitely
to
answers my question, man. I mean,
extreme metal
the
stuff. And yeah, that was the most extreme stuff in my early time. Maybe also Nagelfar from Sweden was really early. Cradle of Filth, I guess. So, I mean, that was in the early 2000s, like when all these symphonic kind of black metal-ish bands were huge, like Demo and Cradle, and yeah, I was into that back then a lot.
yeah, yeah. I remember mid 2000s. There's just like you said, it was like just a big invasion of everything symphonic, bleeding into the black metal and stuff like that. And that wasn't my go-to music, but I've you find talent, you find greatness in all things. If it's if it's good, I guess. But man, I was just looking at your website, and you guys travel, y'all tour pretty much relentlessly. Y'all have like some festivals lined up in the near future, and uh how has the response been from, I mean, just being a young band that started just 4 years ago? I mean, like how have people been taken to your live show performances?
Mostly, I would say very positively.
Hmm.
Of course, it depends on the night and the crowd that they're playing for. Um, but if if I remember correctly, most band or most evenings that we didn't have a great feeling about were either the earliest concerts we had, where we were still figuring out how we wanted to set up our live shows, and after that, I think it didn't really have anything to do with bad response, but maybe just I don't know, if you're playing in front of 5 people in the basement somewhere. I mean, of course, you sometimes you get off stage having a worse feeling than if you play in front of 50 people or more, but usually I think there were always nice comments from visitors, people coming after the show and telling us that they enjoy their set. And
Yeah, even if there were just 5 or people or so, these 5 people were coming to us and said it was great. So
Yeah, I watched the YouTube video I had put together, and another video that was very well done. I believe it was the same director who did the video.
yeah,
Uh,
you're talking about
had a compilation of your shows throughout Europe, and uh, it just looked like a band that, like, y'all gave it your all in every performance, and the
yeah.
music's incredible. I have such high hopes for Guyod. I really do. Like I don't bring on people that that suck.
Yeah, thanks again for having us. And, um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
So
the tour was awesome. Yeah, that was really that was really something. I mean, it was the first and only longer. I mean, longer than the weekend away in one go. That was pretty awesome experience. And I think everyone in the band is pretty focused when we're touring, when we're playing concerts. Everybody basically knows what he has to do.
mhm.
Um, and yeah,
How often y'all get together and rehearse?
once a week,
Oh, okay.
we're quite regularly. So
Yeah.
we're um, yeah, quite. Um, I
So
don't know.
so tell me about the concept of the band. Y'all the thematic, the theme, I should say, is from the depths. And where did all that come about?
Hmm. Um, Pretty early, I guess. Um, when I was before the band came together, I was also thinking about different concepts, or about the question if I actually wanted to have a concept for a future band.
Hmm.
and we we then discussed it, and I think the the theme that we are now stuck with, which is like the depths of the ocean or oceans in general,
Hmm.
um, and lots of stuff that you can connect with that. Um, we just felt like it's open enough for for doing lots of things with it. I mean, not all of our songs are basically about just water, about the ocean,
Right, right, right.
but it's we use the imagery to um, to speak about different topics, and I think it's open enough to leave us a lot of freedom, but it also like streamlines the band a little bit so that yeah, get like I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a I think it was a great conscious decision to go with that because everything like the visuals, the imagery that y'all use on whether it's the single, for the video, the lyric video, and the website as a whole. I mean, I like I said before, it's great. I mean, I'm a Pisces, so like I could definitely identify with all things water, and I and then when it comes to the ocean and everything, I was like, I'm in. I like this, and just the the tone of it, the blue, like that silvery, like vivid blue on the website is just God. I love it. I wish more bands have done it, like 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 you guys. It's great. So
Very much.
cheers.
Cheers.
Yes, sir. Got my mineral water right here.
Yeah, same for me.
So, what does Guyod have coming up next that you're looking forward to? Is like the writing still ongoing?
Yes, we are in the midst of writing new songs for the next release. More about that will come later when it's time.
Hmm.
I would say we don't want to disclose that much about it now.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
But
let the cat out the bag too early, as they say. I guess.
yes, we're in the midst of the writing process.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, because this last album came out just last year, right? In 2023,
yeah, in November.
November.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I listened to it through and through, and like nothing about that album is hard on the ears. It's right in my wheelhouse. Like I said again, that um the the black and doom concept, but I mean, there's more like a fast tempo in the first single that I mean the drumming is like the drummer is amazing. I love he like, just controls that the rhythm, and then he just know, like he just know, and everyone knows their cues. I mean, it just goes to show just how much y'all, you know, practice with one another, and the concept just brings it. It's just it's amazing. I'm kind of speechless actually when I think about all this music. It's great. It's y'all writing some of the stuff that I wish I could to make it quite simple.
thank you very much.
Thanks.
Don't really know what to say about that.
Well, I guess it just goes to show, like with you know, I guess we have common influences, and like where my lack of talent, like y'all have to know how to do it, and it just all comes together quite nicely. So I appreciate y'all contacting me, man.
Yeah, thanks.
So so what's life like in Austria right now? I mean, how's it going over there?
Pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
We got the city where we are from, Graz, like it's in the southeast of Austria. We have like a very cool, very active, very alive metal scene.
Yeah.
Um, Lots of interesting bands here. There's some venues where um, bands can get to play shows rather easily right now. Um, that's pretty cool. And
Yeah, like, historically, has it always been like that in your hometown? Like venues, like really receptive to for metal shows?
I think it's been like that for quite a long time. I guess
Hmm.
for a few decades, I would say.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure because I wasn't active here back then, but I guess in the 90s already we had like explosive.
Yeah, it was. I think it was in a different place than now, but one of the biggest metal clubs here was active back then too. So yeah.
Now, whenever you're not, rehearsing or writing the album, uh, do y'all venture out of Australia? Austria. Sorry, I knew I was gonna make that mistake sooner or later. Do y'all venture out of Austria to go see other festivals and other metal bands? Are there some favorite places that y'all like to venture out to?
One of my favorite festivals outside of Austria is Brutal Assault in Czech Republic.
Hmm.
Um, it's yeah, it's
Yeah,
just awesome. It's fucking cool.
yeah, it makes news over here, man. And every time I see the flyer come up for like tickets available, I'm like, man,
Yeah,
I want to go so bad.
yeah.
But yeah,
It's it's really an awesome festival because there are always so many bands that I want to see, so many new bands that I can explore, and it's got perfect size. I think I don't know how many people they have there, but it's in the lower 10,000s, I
yeah, it
guess.
looks massive.
20,000 or so, 20,000, which is quite big, but it's not overwhelmingly huge. So get a word out. Um, and it's inside an old like fortress from the 17 or 1800s, I think,
Hmm.
and that's just it's
That's
just
as metal as it gets right there.
yeah.
I mean, you having a metal festival outside of a freaking defense hold, that's great. Yeah, Thomas was like Thomas from what was telling. He actually showed me in his hometown that I think if not one of the first tons of rock was held in his hometown at another fortress that separated Norway from Sweden, and I was like, man, I wish I could have been there for that. Did y'all ever get to tour with Mork or chat with him at all?
No, um,
Okay.
not yet. He's also going to play at Kaltenbach in August, where we are going to play as well.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I don't know, but I think it's not on the same day, right? I mean, we'll be there at the festival, but we're not going to be backstage in the other days, probably. Um, but I have to look it up. I'm sorry, I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
sure, but I think Pork play on a different day than we do.
Definitely, great guy, great group of guys in that band. Was able to be really fortunate and meet them all and hang out with them. Going to shit 3 Infernos now and hanging out with those guys. So, but anyway, and I guess I'm just really curious of how as a child, were your parents receptive to you, listening to things like Metallica and Opeth? I mean, I know what life is like here in America, and I just feel like life in Europe, parents probably be a little bit more receptive and a little bit more open to those type of concepts. Was that the case for you?
Not really. In my case, not really. But I started to listen to these kinds of music anyway in my mid teenager years. So they had to accept it.
They were on the boat or not. That's fantastic.
um, I guess I was lucky with in that regard. I mean, my parents, I don't know. I guess they didn't enjoy listening to it much, but they also like weren't really involved with I don't know, telling me to listen to something different or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
It was like
yeah.
yeah, I guess basically more or less just accepting that that's what I want to do and that's how I how I chose to revolt against adults back then, which they did in their time and age against their parents with different music, I guess. So
Yeah, so they were just pretty much
in
hands
in
off.
a way. So they yeah, and I mean um, my father is a huge fan of jazz, and I mean he hasn't always been. Before that, he also listened to lots of rock music, which also got me into it a bit. But I think he could really relate to me just being fascinated with music and wanting to play music.
Hmm.
So supportive without sharing the same passion, I would say.
That's great. So,
In my
what was some of the first rock music you heard that that before you heard Metallica and things like that?
classic stuff like Neil Young, Bruce Springsteen, Sting, stuff like that. Like old Cream as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's basically some bands that I I got to know at home.
that's awesome, man. What was some of the favorite places y'all toured so far outside of Austria?
We've been to Prague a few times, 2 times, and we'll come back in harvest this year in September, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So Prague is a huge thing for us
There you go.
somehow.
Yeah.
More
Uh,
than 5 people.
5 people, yeah.
More than 5 people. More than 5 people in the club for y'all.
I think
The first time, yeah, there were more than 5 people.
second time not, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Um,
I,
I
I,
also enjoyed playing in Croatia. We've played in Croatia like twice, no, 3 times,
3 times, yeah.
and all 3 shows were really really cool.
mhm.
Um, like really all overwhelmingly cool. I think like great response from the audience. Um, what else? Switzerland was also pretty cool.
Switzerland was great. Yeah, we played in winter tour and
Close to Zurich.
close to Zurich. Yeah, that was a really great crowd. Yeah, it was a Wednesday, but nevertheless the crowd was great, and there weren't that less people. There were quite much people there.
Mm. But I wouldn't want to miss like any show that we played anywhere. I have to say, I can't think of a single one where I went home after that and thought like, oh, we shouldn't have gone there.
No.
Not at all. It was like I don't know. Played in Slovenia, Italy, Slovakia, Germany, one show in Poland as well.
Yeah, watching the documentary that's on YouTube again, just how every place was within driving. It's so cool that Europe is just like so accessible by a vehicle. I mean, you can just if you're a touring band, Europe's the place to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
I visited the US last year for the first and only time so far, and it gave me a little idea of like how different the scales are and the distances are between like big centers like big cities, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Before that, I was always feeling like, yeah, if you have to drive like 2 to 3 hours to get somewhere, like that's the limit. And then I, after after driving around in the US, I mean, was visiting the West Coast of California and Oregon. I felt like there is no big problem with a 6, 7, 8 hour trip because it gets you somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's some bands. I mean, they a lot of touring bands here in the states that's just not as big as Metallica, where they could own their own private jets or touring buses. The guys that are in the vans, I mean, they're you know it'll take a good anywhere from 5 to 8 hours to get to the next major city just to play a club, and I think it's an admirable thing to do because people are doing what they love, just as you guys are doing it in Austria and in Europe as a whole.
Did
I mean,
you
it's fun.
absolutely? Did you by any chance watch this this documentary about? I think it's made by Dave Grohl, and it's about like bands touring in their vans. We watched that, and
yeah,
during
we watched that in Germany.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, when we were in Germany in our tour, we had I think 2 days off or so, and we just hung around in an apartment and watched lots of documentaries and whatever. And there's this one produced by Dave Grohl, and he is like, I don't know, lots of like famous guests there, like guys from Black Flag, I think, and Lars Ulrich from Metallica, and I don't know, like lots of people from huge bands, and they're
Right.
talking about the early times when they just got in, got into a van and just drove around the country, and that's pretty great, great movie to watch. I think, even if
I'm gonna check it out. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the title offhand of it, but it's something that did really interest me because I know speaking of Black Flag, I know Henry Rollins actually wrote that book, Get in the Van, where he was just, maybe 16, 17 years old touring with, the first incarnation of Black Flag. And, and just, the rest is history, as they say, from that point forward. So, um, I really admire musicians like yourselves that, that just commit to it, just commit to doing what you love, writing music, sharing it, performing it, and doing whatever it takes to get to from one venue to the next. It's not easy. I mean, I've witnessed it firsthand.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, like getting the time to drive around, of course,
Yeah.
is can be a challenge. Um, but the rest is pretty fun.
Oh yeah. You mentioned that you was married. I mean, and that's another thing. I mean, you guys separate from, whether it be a marriage or a or if you have a family of your own. I mean, it's that type of commitment.
Mm,
It could be emotionally taxing, is where I'm getting at, I guess.
sure. I mean, I have to say that we don't we're not on the road for a month in a row or something like that, or we don't tour like every other weekend.
Hmm.
Uh, but still, of course, it uh, takes a lot of acceptance from from your social surroundings, not
Yeah.
only from from your boss to give you a few days off, but also like
Can I ask what you do for a day job? Like, yeah, I mean, so you bring up your boss. Like, what you do, to earn a living whenever you're not touring?
usually we don't answer that
Okay,
question, but
that's fine. That's fine. That's fair. Hey, if I get too personal, just let me know.
I don't know. You want to say, or should we skip
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. Probably the less I know, the better.
it?
And I see that you have a very extensive collection behind you guys. Is that all CDs and or vinyls?
That's my CD collection. Yeah.
Wow, that's that is impressive. And so I like to ask this question to like all the people that come on the podcast, man. Like, what is? I mean, I would say six. I don't, like what what are six albums or six CDs you cannot live without if if God forbid the house caught fire and you had to just take six of them with you. Which ones you taking?
Hmm.
I think that's changing daily. I can't. I wouldn't answer the same question on this different days the same way because every day a different album is under my favorite. So
Mm.
That's a great political answer right there, Ojin.
All right, then I'll start with a very unpolitical answer. I would definitely take our album with us because
There
I'm
you go. There you go.
fucking proud of it.
Hell yeah.
Um, and that leaves me five more.
Yep.
Okay. I think I would take Master of Puppets by Metallica.
Oh, that's an excellent album. Yes.
Classic. I would take. What would I take? Extinct by Moonspell. Um,
Tell me about that album. What's great? Because that's a band that, frankly, I've never listened to.
I don't know. I stumbled or started listening to them massively, like I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And, while I was already a fan of the band, they brought out this album in I don't know, in 2015. All right,
Okay.
that's 9 years ago already.
Wow.
And I don't know, this one just blew me away because it's a nice mixture. I mean, they have some extreme metal influence, like black and death metal, a little bit in there, but it's also a very gothic album.
Okay.
I think it has some really cool gothic rock vibes. I think, and I just love it.
I'm gonna write that down. Moonspell. I'm gonna check them out because that's one of those bands that kind of just went under my radar, and that's pretty much why I asked this question because I like to get new music in my collection. So thanks.
So it's also rather melodic music, which right now I don't listen to a lot of melodic music, um, but I guess I would still take that album out of the burning house. Then I guess Ghost Reveries by Opeth.
Oh yeah,
Um,
very good album.
or Blackwater Park. I'm not sure.
Can't go wrong with either.
Maybe just both. I'll
Yeah,
take, fuck
there you
it.
go.
I'll take two Opeth albums with me.
Hey, I'm all for it.
So we got Opeth, Metallica, Moonspell.
Moonspell and yours.
So that
You got
leaves me one more. Awesome.
One more.
Who? Maybe Esoteric Warfare by Mayhem.
Oh, that's a good one. I
Or
was just talking about the album.
yeah, or Fronschwein by Marduk. Maybe. Or maybe one Rotten Christ album. I'm not sure. The sixth one is is gonna be a challenge. So I hope I'm not.
All very good nominees.
Okay.
All very good candidates to come out that collection for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
You wanted to say something about the Mayhem album, right?
If you want to, sure.
No, okay. I thought you.
I was just saying. I was just talking about that album with a good friend of mine. Not too long ago, we actually went to a show, and there was this band that resembled that sound, and I guess I like to switch gears, and since you're a lead guitar player, what is some of the gear that you use on this album recording?
Um, Basically, I use more or less the same setup that I also use on stage,
Hmm.
which I heard is rather uncommon, but but we found that the sound that I use in the rehearsal room and on stage also uh, fit fit the recording sound quite well.
Hmm.
So I play a Randall amp. Um,
Oh, a solid state.
it's
Or is
a
it tube amp?
Randall Diablo, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
Diablo. Um, I play chord guitars, 7 string. Don't ask me for the for the model name. I'm really I'm the worst when it comes to all the gear and tech stuff because I just want to sound cool, but I don't really know shit about it. I always, I always ask friends if they can recommend me some pedals or stuff like that. Yeah,
So you don't have a big extensive pedal board?
not
Is
really. I'm
no?
rather basic. So I know a volume pedal. But once again, don't ask me for the model names because I keep
I
forgetting
know.
them. I use a chorus pedal, a delay pedal, and one which is a reverb plus harmonizer
Okay.
thing for the um, the slow atmospheric stuff. I think that's basically it. Or did I forget something? No, tuner of course, but yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the sound. Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of essential thing. You want to stay in tune
yeah,
and
you should. You should, even if you do like this weird sounding uh, harmonies that we do. Um, you still want to be in tune.
so is any chance that the band is going to make its way over to the States and do a little small run of shows, or is that you know kind of wait and see?
It's not out of the question, but I don't think that will happen in the next few years.
Okay.
It would be so cool. I
It
would
would
really
be
love it.
really great.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, right now I mean, I'm just thinking about the European bands touring in the US, and I think, I mean, Harakiri for the Sky. I don't know. Do you know that band?
I don't think I do.
They're quite well known in. It's an Austrian band. They're quite well known here in
Yeah.
Europe.
See.
Melodic post black metal
Mm.
band, and they did their first US tour last year. And and I mean, compared to us, they're like, I mean, I don't know how many levels above us. Like,
10,000 or so.
I mean, if you count like what types of festivals and concerts they play and what audience they have. Um, so I guess it just needs a lot of success to be able to do it. Like just
Yeah.
um, I mean, you don't want to go to the US just for a few days. You got to do a few weeks or a month or
Right.
something like that, and
Mm.
just flying over and getting the stuff there. I don't know. I would love to do it, but like you said,
Yeah.
probably not in the next year. I would say, but
I,
I mean, I would love it if there are any bookers watching that, and if you want to get
Book
us,
us, yeah.
please book us.
yeah.
But
Absolutely. I would love to see y'all live. I mean, if I have to go out to Austria myself in the near future, I'll do that. Just so I'll definitely be in touch with you and keep my eyes on the website and see where y'all gonna be playing. Whether it's a venue somewhere that's accessible for me, I definitely want to make that trip. And that's no bullshit. Uh, like I'm
would be really
Y'all
cool.
made me a fan. I'm so glad you contacted me, Dohrn. I really do.
Thanks
um,
for a quick reply. I think you wrote back the same day or just one day later. It was
yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah. whenever we need, I immediately went to the website, checked out the videos, and I was just immediately floored by it. And I was like, yes, absolutely. Let's chat. Let's just see what Guyod's all about. And I'm glad was able to meet you guys via this chat right here. So it's awesome, man. And I'm looking forward to what you guys put out the next record and see where the writing takes like see where it goes from here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Um,
Thrilled.
I'm very thrilled too. Yeah, there was something that would escape my mind, but are there? Yes. Are there any festivals that's going towards Scandinavia for y'all, like to get closer to that black metal origin of Scandinavia? I guess.
I would like to play Steelfest, but I don't really know if that's in our range in the next year. It's in Finland. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you know it. It has a great lineup every year. Always some really good stuff and strange stuff from time to time too.
Is Steelfest normally in the summer?
Uh,
Or
no, it's in spring. It's in May in Finland.
okay.
I think how was the town called? Hyvinkää, yeah, Hyvinkää. It's in May, and yeah, it was really great. Otherwise, there would be, I think, in Norway. There's this, I think, Imperium Metal Fest or so, called like that, which is also happens in some kind of fortress, which that would be really great too.
That'd be sick. I mean, like I said, the video, which was looked like it was filmed in a cave or some type. What was the location on that?
Yeah, we were looking for some underground stuff where we to film the band shots, the performance shots. We're thinking about different, I don't know, cellars or some basements where I don't know, which looked creepy enough. And luckily, I stumbled upon this cave, which is basically a mine, more or
Yes,
less.
Oh, right.
mine
Um,
for sandstone, I think.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's in the region where I grew up. It's like really in the south, like very close to Slovenia. And it's like, I think, isn't it? Didn't the guy tell us it's the oldest still active mine
Yeah,
in
I think
Austria?
so.
Because
I
I
think
mean,
so, yes.
the ancient Romans already started mining stuff there.
Oh, wow.
What is it called? This kind of stone. Yeah, whatever.
Doesn't matter what they're mining for. The shit looks cool.
Yeah, let's not make it too complicated. But we just
Exactly.
that this the guys there, and they just said, yeah, well, you can just come and film your stuff. We'll open the gates for you and lock them again in the evening when you're done. And we were like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
They didn't want anything from us. They didn't want any salary. They didn't want to know who we are, what we are going to do in there. Nothing.
They probably thought y'all were gonna do some kind of fucking human sacrifice shit.
Yes, of course. That's in the uncensored video.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I just love the imagery, man. And I like how looking at the band photo and like everyone's like not revealing your identity. It's cool. Like you just kind of like got your hands up on your faces and whatnot, and that's a different take of being mysterious and and I guess and having some anonymity for a band.
Yeah, we're breaking with that right now. You can see our faces. Can you delete this video later on? We
I
don't
can.
see
Yeah.
your
I mean,
face.
I don't have to release the video.
No, I'm just joking, man.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I mean, I say that because I was looking for some background, some research on you guys, and considering your you know, the band's relatively young, 4 years, like you said, uh, and there's not many interviews y'all guys did, you know, on video anyway. So I thought that that might have been like, you know, keeping it, you know, not showing your true faces. I thought that might have been a thing. So I was really glad that you were accepting of a, you know, a video and audio as well, podcast. So thanks.
Thanks again for having us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah. Is there anything y'all guys want to promote? Anything you want to push besides the album, or?
Besides the album, no, because that's all we got. Listen to our album, check it out, and if you enjoyed, we
Absolutely.
we appreciate anybody getting in contact.
Mm.
We're
Yeah. So
relatively,
yeah,
like
all the booking agents need to go to contact at Guyod.net, GUYOD.net. Book them, put them in the venues. There's some good people, some good Austrian boys right there.
yeah, that will be pretty cool.
Yep.
Otherwise, we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
Well, definitely. I will definitely get our guy Thomas, and let him know about the festival you're gonna be sharing the stages with, and you know, never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, cool, awesome.
Would be great. Yeah.
Send him our regards.
Oh, I will do. I even send him the link because I know Thomas is really into Funeral Doom himself. He did his latest side project Udad. I mean, it's just raw, primitive black metal, and it's definitely in that same vein, you know. And I know he's been working with a Finnish guy who's in Skepticism, who's also, you know, I mean, that's like Finnish's like biggest Funeral Doom
Mm.
black metal band. So yeah, I think there's some common ground to be found between you two camps.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a true honor.
Well, it was a really honor for y'all guys to come on the podcast, man. I really do appreciate your time, and I'll be looking forward to the next record and hopefully seeing y'all live in the near future.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dohrn. Thank you, Ojin.
Salute.
We seeing y'all. Bye, guys.
See you.
Bye.
If you would like to be a guest on Tales from the Riff, email mo@talesfromtheriff.org, or you can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.